like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter Dennis Sperling Podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dennis Sperling Podcast, tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies, hands on your knees. You can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens. We obliterate them. Tell the truth, shame the devil. They trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters. Peeling layers off of haters. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else. Have pride in yourself. Don't be so hard on yourselves. That's the other thing. Don't let this world keep kicking you and making you feel like you're not good enough. You plenty. I don't care if you're 10 pounds, 50 pounds overweight, 30 pounds underweight. You don't make enough money. You make too much money. You're too tall. You're too short. You're perfect the way you are. And I want you brothers to begin to take that. A lot of you guys did not have father figures to reinforce these things in you. You don't have that manly, fatherly love supporting you in the back of your head saying, son, you can go out there. The world is yours. I'm not your father's, but I love you like I'm your own uncle. We all want people. And so I'm telling you, brothers, I love you as a person that most people would say is successful. I'm telling you, the opportunity is out there. And most of you guys are doing much better than I was at your age. You're more confident. You got the world, you got the benefit of people like me who've made mistakes. And I want to see you ball. That's it. That's why successful people move out of these areas where you have people who are, as far as your incarceration rate is down, the education rate is up. We up. We went from a group of men who were brought to this country in the hulls of slave ships. I know we got the pretendians out there. They're saying that we still here, but the DNA test says otherwise, just like your baby mama. So, for my brothers who know their history and know where we came from, and know what we've been through for hundreds of years, the fact that over 60% of black men have now reached the middle class. Your seed is the most important thing that you produce in this world. It's not the art that you produce. It's not the buildings that you create. It's not the amount of money you make. It's not the amount of people who like you. It is your legacy.
But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Salute the black men.
Started with mama issues, afraid to question anything that was that bitch in you. Grown ass men, we letting this shit continue. Adolescent feminine ways, why men offend you. Mama boy, she love thugs, her secret lover. That's why she keep these niggas inside the covers. Put the nigga aside, homie, I'm your brother. Close father saving us, having the same mother. Iron sharpens iron, we learning from one another. No jealousy or envy, going through life struggles. You told your mama you was outside, wanted to hang. Now you wearing colors and just joined the gang. No money, so the OGs taught you how to slang. Jackers rolled up and all you heard was bang. On the side of the curb, leaking out your brains. Quiet women sang, single mama lost again. Black men, we gotta change. Salute the black men. We number one if you talking about top 10.
I
I salute the black man. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black man. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser cause we deserve the best of. Coming home from work and life issues, I just want a meal, end up with fights with you. You just need to chill, remember I'm right with you. So fucking masculine, swinging and I ain't hit you. What's your fucking issue? You don't love me, you love what I can get you. Don't let the kids you love being a bitch you. 911 police saying I hit you. I got video footage, you lying bitch you. Why you think we locked up options with you? Making love to the enemy out to get you. That big ass and a smile might convince you. Graveyards that's filled, we on the menu. Penitentiaries packed, men continue to be the simps and she provided the venue. No respect, so black men we've been through. Nigga,
Black fathers are more likely to help their children with their homework, prepare meals, bathe and dress their children compared to fathers of other races. So the absent or deadbeat black father myth that many in America believe is really more like a lie.
The black men, we number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser cause we deserve the best. I salute the black men. We number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser cause we deserve the best of.
Salute the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
the black man.
I salute
The black man.
I salute
The black man.
Men,
I salute.
the men I want to salute.
Fuck your back.
I like that.
salute the black man. Going live in a minute, Blizzard King, this is Winter, Dennis Sperling podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies cause we winning, catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dennis Sperling podcast, tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game, we love all you haters. Hate watch, calling lovely ladies, hands on your knees, you can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens, we obliterate them. Tell the truth, train the devil, they tryna eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters, peeling layers off potatoes. Whoa, Southern Cadillac music like Outkast, ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast, ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling podcast. Whoa.
What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Y'all hit number one. Let me know you're in here. Make sure you check in. Let me know where you're checking in from. Yeah. I got all my people, man. Gunmetal, Urban Eagle, Brian Turner, Yahoo. Shout out to you, Melanated FTM, Devin Townsend. Shout out to all my membership. This is going to be a good one. We're going to have a great conversation. Somebody type 50-50 in the chat room. Somebody type 50-50 in the chat room. Somebody type real men in the chat room. Because that's what we're going to be talking about. Somebody type real men in the chat room. Somebody type 50-50 in the chat room. Somebody type Sassy in the chat room. Somebody type Sassy in the chat room. My God, fam. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't want you brothers to take this wrong, but I very rarely ever take the advice of modern black men. I very rarely ever take the advice of modern black men under a certain age because I've realized that those young men, especially on relationships, because those young men have a warped sense of what masculinity and manhood is. It's just very hard to trust them. It's very it's almost as if they think from a female perspective. They think from a woman's perspective, and it's oftentimes very manipulative. And so I very rarely ever take the advice of young men, young black men. And I'm not talking about it in any regard. If I got a question about some social media, I'm talking to the young brothers. They know that. But when it comes to the uh, refined thoughts on relationships, I just don't do it. Nevertheless, we are going to, and shout out to everybody. Shout out to my homegirl, Kimberly from South Central. We went to high school together. Shout out to all my people who are checking in. And at some point, you guys are going to really be moved, okay, by what I say. You're going to be really moved. Let me start off by just first introducing myself. My name is Dennis Sperling. I'm a podcaster. I'm a father. I'm a homeowner, a lot of different things. I have a lovely, beautiful wife. I was married once before. I have 3 sons, 50 years old. So I have a wealth of experience. I'm a pretty well-rounded man as far as life, highly educated. I attend church. Shout out to my church. My pastor had his 35th pastoral anniversary today. I attend Greater True Vine Missionary Baptist Church in Fifth Ward, Texas. I practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Kaju Kimbo, and I emphasize that in boxing, and I emphasize these things with my sons because I desire to have well-rounded, real men that enter into the world, and take my place and represent me. And I want them to be a good representation of not only just manhood, but also black masculinity. I do my very best to represent us well, because at the end of the day, as black men, we are all tied together, whether we like it or not. And I want to do my part to make sure we look good. So I'm really into helping black men become the best men they can be. I want to see you ball. I want to see you happy. I want to see you with families. I want to see you with happy, healthy children. It's in my best interest to see that. And I'm only going to give you the same advice that I give my own sons and the same advice that I follow on my own. Okay. So, tonight we're going to delve into a topic that seems to confuse a lot of men out there, and that's paying bills. Somebody type paying bills in the chat room. Ladies, I know some ladies up in here. I want you to kick your husband in the back, turn this on and let him listen to what I have to say. I'm an advocate for black men, and oftentimes that puts me in a position of having to rebuff and contradict things that are said negatively about black men. But in doing so, being an advocate for black men, it also means that I'm going to speak to you in the harsh truth, and I'm going to tell you what you need to be told so that you could be better men, or at least you could work towards being better men. That doesn't mean that everything I tell you is applicable to you. It doesn't mean that everything I tell you, if you like it, doesn't mean you can institute it overnight. But the reality is, regarding paying bills, okay, it is crucial for your role as man of the house. There's this misguided narrative floating around that suggests that men should hand over their entire paycheck to their woman. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Okay. And the way the speaker, and I don't know the brother, but I put him up there. And the reason I call this Sassy Man's Guide to Losing Control over your household, because this man basically said that every man in America who has a woman who doesn't pass, who doesn't want to give that woman his paycheck is sassy. So he called us sassy. I'm gonna call him sassy. And when I finish with this broadcast, you'll understand why this young, I don't know the brother. I've seen him on YouTube or Facebook every now and then, but I'm just gonna break down what he says. He basically is giving you a sassy man's guide to losing control of your household. And as a man, that's the last thing you want to do. That's like being a captain and losing control of your ship. Okay? Now, let me set the record straight. It's not noble to put your woman in charge of paying all the bills. It's pathetic. It's a cop-out. It's a way to shirk your responsibility and dump the consequences on someone else, specifically your woman. And if you're doing that, you're not stepping up as a man, you're taking the easy way out. So let's talk about those men who think, and in addition, let's talk about those men who think splitting the bills 50-50 is a way to go. Fellas, if you're paying 50-50, you don't have a wife, you have a partner. And while that might sound fine on the surface, what it really does is enable financial irresponsibility. Why? Because deep down, you know that if you come up short, you've got someone who will pick up the slack. And when a woman has to do that, when she has to cover your part of the bills, it breeds discontent. She's stepping into a role that traditionally belongs to a man, and that's going to create tension. And whether you splitting the bills 50-50, 40-60, 30-70, 20-80, or 10-90, or any other variation, what you're really doing is creating a situation where she becomes your partner and not your wife. And with that partnership comes the expectation that she has a say in how things are run in your household. That means constant negotiation, constant back and forth, and ultimately conflict that undermines the love and the respect in your relationship. You can't be a true leader of your house if you're constantly asking for permission to buy things, to make decisions. Relying on her to say no or to keep you in line is just another way of copping out. It's just putting your responsibility for self-control onto her shoulders, which isn't fair. Essentially, you're turning your woman into your control mechanism, someone who has to keep you in check. And that's not what she signed up for. No woman wants to raise a grown man child. So let's be clear. Paying the bills isn't just about money. It's about leadership, responsibility, and being the head of the household. And if you want to be respected, if you want to maintain control, you need to step up and handle your business. Splitting the bills might seem like a fair deal, but all it does is create a dynamic where your woman has to step into the role that you should be fulfilling. And that's going to breed resentment, conflict, and ultimately a breakdown in the relationship. If you want to be a real man, you want to be a take charge man, you want to be a true patriarch, pay the bills and be the leader of your family. Anything less, you're just setting yourself up and your relationship up for failure. Now, listen to me. When men split the bills 50-50 with their partners, shout out to my man Lance Jackson. Thank you for being first up, fam. When you split the bills 50-50 with your woman, you don't really have a traditional wife. You have a partner who you rely on for cover if you come up short. And this setup can encourage men to be careless with money because they know that someone else can handle the bills if they can't. When a woman has to step up and pay more than her share, it can lead to frustration because she's taken on the role similar to that a man has to handle, or that the man handling all the financial responsibilities would otherwise be responsible for doing. You want to go hang out with your friends, and you know you don't have the money for it because the rent's due or the house note is due. But you know, if you spend an extra $60-70 buying a few rounds for your buddies, your wife will pick it up. She basically is acting as a crutch for you. Your brother's in and out of jail. You drop an extra $500 to bail him out of jail. You just spent the car note money. But you can do that as opposed to forcing your brother or someone else that you close to be responsible for their actions and saying you don't have it. You basically shifted that burden off to your wife. That's probably not fair to her. And that's going to create animosity. In addition, if a man has to constantly ask his woman for permission to make purchases, he doesn't really become the leader of the household. My youngest son was visiting me from Jamaica. And he doesn't get a chance to watch all the little movies that we have here. So he spent days and days just catching up on movies. And some of the movies cost. Some of them were $4, some of them were $15. Daddy, can I rent this movie? Now let's say my woman was paying the cable bill. I would then have to ask her for permission for my son, who is here on vacation, who I rarely see, to watch a movie that he wants to see. Number one, do you think my son would have more respect for me or less respect for me? Would he see me as the man of the house, or would he see me as an equal co-chair? Do you think that would make him more comfortable being here in my house or less comfortable being here in my house? I'm just asking. Is that really the right image that I want to portray for my son, who I want to be a patriarchal man like myself? That also puts my woman in the position where she has to say no, and therefore she looks like the bad guy. And typically you don't want the woman of the house to be the bad guy. You want to play the bad guy. You want to allow your woman to be the nurturer and the caretaker, and you play the role of the foil. I'm okay with people not liking me. I'm a man. I don't care. I tell my children all the time, I don't care. But when you put that responsibility on her, it's something that's even as simple as a cable bill. She's in charge of that, because at the end of the day, if the bill is anticipated to be $200 and it turns out that it's $500 and she has to pay it, she's going to bring that to you. Nevertheless, she's the one, if she's paying the bill, she's the one in charge of keeping me in line and keeping the bills down. And she, not only is she's raising me and keeping me in check, but now she's responsible for saying no to everybody else. I don't think that's fair. So I pay all the bills in my household. And the reason I pay all the bills is because the one who pays all the bills calls the shots. Somebody type shot caller in the chat room. See, it's about power and control. Let me say that again. It's about power and control. It's about having leverage to run the household as you, as a man, see fit. Hopefully, you run your household in a more upright manner, but nevertheless, you run your household, and people are free to leave. But depending on how they leave, they can't come back. And this means that if you decide to leave, you can't come back. And if you can't take my money with you. I tell my children and my woman all the time, you don't have to stay here. In fact, I look forward to the day any of y'all release me from the burden of providing for you. I look forward to the day that my children tell me I'm grown. Or as far as my woman, as much as I love her, look, if she tell me I got me a new man, I want a divorce, the first thing I'm going to do is book a first-class flight, one-way trip to the Dominican Republic, because that means that I am now released from the obligation and the burden, the financial burden that I put myself on, period. Somebody type period in the chat room. And see, in doing so, what my family, who I love, what they quickly realize is that I am doing them a favor by paying all the bills and taking all the responsibility. And they also realize that me being in control and having authority is the consequence of me paying all the bills. See, along with authority comes responsibility. Now, when I say pay bills, let's be specific. I'm referring to the amount of money required to maintain an occupation of your place of living, like rent or a lease or a house note. That means I'm paying the yearly property tax, whatever other taxes are associated, like homeowners fees. I also pay the electric bill, gas bill, water bill, sewage bill, garbage bill. And in addition, I pay for food, which means I get to dictate what type of food we eat, where we shop, and which service provider we use. Like I pay for cable. I told you about that. Now, here's the thing you got to understand. Shout out to my man, Cerebral Inquirer. When we need furniture, I purchase it. And it gives me input as to what we will buy. I also pay to maintain the upkeep of the house. And anybody with a house knows that doorknobs break, air conditioners break, they need repair, lawn needs to be taken care of. And there's just general upkeep necessary. I also pay for the cars, the car insurance, the home insurance, inspections, registration. I also pay for health insurance for the family. And again, this allows me to maintain control. Somebody type power and control in the chat room. This allows me to maintain control. And another aspect of it is that I am the one who pays for the clothes. I pay for the vacation, which means that I can control. I have control over what's being worn and where we go. I pay for dinner and other entertainment needs. So I have a serious say-so in input as to the places we go and where we entertain. And this allows me to have a lot of control and discretion over the influences on my children and my woman. Somebody type power and control in the chat room. Somebody type pay the cost to be the boss in the chat room. The other thing you all see me doing, a lot of these martial arts activities that my children and my woman participate in, I pay for that. And I determine where we go, meaning I'm not telling them to go take martial arts and then not providing the financial backing necessary for them to do that. I'm telling them, you're going to take martial arts and I'm going to pay for it. And this is going to enhance my legacy, our legacy as a family. In other words, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And on top of that, it helps them become better human beings. Like I say, and as the age-old saying goes, you pay the cost to be the boss. Now, we've been talking about money lately. We've been talking about generational wealth. We've been talking about legacy. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys about is spending habits of the rich. You don't believe I'm rich? Google me. All right? Just because I'm up in here talking with y'all, you proletariats, it doesn't mean I'm like y'all. You understand me? Look me in my eyes. Look, just because I'm talking to y'all don't mean I'm like y'all. I got my money. I'm good and I'm happy about it. Okay? Shout out to the Blizzard King for that. Shout out to me. Nevertheless, spending habits of the rich. What do you mean by that? Okay? I want y'all, some of y'all, especially you black folks, would call me cheap. You are the number one consumers of hair care products, Mercedes-Benz, luxury items. This is what you do. When you Google the things black folks spend money on, I actually saw something up, and I might post this up for you. Black people are the number one consumers. And shout out to my man, Gunmetal Guy. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you. Black folks. Give me a second. I'm gonna give you the exact list. I think I might have missed one. But I want you to know what you're spending your money on. I wish I had it handy right here. But yeah, it's Mercedes-Benz's, hair care products, and luxury items. Yeah, you're the poorest ethnic group in America, right? Let me run it back. Mercedes-Benz hair care product, women's fragrances and luxury brands. And you're the poor. So I'm not like y'all. I didn't develop my spending habits from dealing with black. I'm not like y'all. Okay? I would be considered cheap by most of you. Even though my net worth is 10 to 15 times more than yours, you would still call me cheap. I do my very best to avoid loans. And if there are any outstanding loans, I do my very best to pay them off. I'm not a homeowner in the sense that I co-own my home with the bank that gave me the loan. No. In fact, I paid my house off many years ago. And I did that because the interest rate associated with the home loan would mean that if I waited 30 years to pay the home off, I would have paid 3 times as much for the house. There's a quote in the Bible, Proverbs 22:7. It says, the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is the slave of the lender. And I want you to think about this scenario. There's a $20,000 car you want, okay? I'm going to go in and buy that car cash. And on top of that, because I have cash, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to need a 20% reduction on the price. Now, they might not give me 20% off. They might give me 15 to 10% off. But I'm still going to pay $16,000 or $17,000 for a $20,000 car. So I got a deal. On the flip side, if I took a loan out for $20,000 and got the maximum time to pay the loan off, which is about 7 years, I might end up paying $60,000 for a $20,000 car that I could have paid more. You see, I could have paid less. But see, that sort of debt is what keeps you broke. The best thing you should do is just save until you get to $20,000 for 4 or 5 years, and then go purchase the car for less money. See, some of the spending habits I have are a lot different than the typical black folks. Again, y'all would call me cheap. You would call me cheap. Another aspect is I'm always looking for the best deal. Let's say, hear me out. I want y'all to hear me now. Where all my cheap people at? Let me say, but I ain't never borrowed money from nobody. Uncle D ain't never broke. And if it's somewhere I need to go, I can get there. So let me run this scenario by you. Now, we talked about vehicles. Let's talk about other often used consumer items that depreciate. Let's say I want a high definition television that costs $4,500. You can get the same television at a pawn shop right down the street or up the highway for about $900. It might be 3 or 4 months old, it might be used, but it still provides the same quality. It still gives you the same result. Somebody type result in the chat room. And once you take that television and you mount it on the wall, nobody's going to ask you whether or not you paid full price for it, or if you got it at a local pawn shop. What I just did was save over $3,000, and I can, right, allot that money for something else, or just put it in my war chest for further investment. Either way, right, I can put it back in my business. See, a lot of you have a misunderstanding of what money is. Money is a tool. Somebody type money is a tool in the chat room. Somebody type money is a tool in the chat room. Money is a tool to be used to help you achieve a result that you want. Somebody type result in the chat room. Somebody type result in the chat room. Shout out to my man TIQS. If the result that you want is a high definition television mounted on your living room wall, what does it matter if you pay $4,500 for it at a high-end store or less than $1,000 at a local pawn shop? And that goes for all of these depreciating items. Somebody type depreciating value in the chat room. Somebody type depreciating value in the chat room. I pay for. If you can't give me the result that I want, then I'm going to find someone else who can. I don't pay for a haircut. I pay for you to make my head look good. Okay? So if I pay $30 for a haircut that doesn't make my head look good, as good as it can look. You know, Uncle D is a little ugly, but still, the hair, right? Focusing on the hair. If I give you $30 and the haircut that you give me does not make me look good, that is not the result that I wanted. You have to change your perspective, family. Be result oriented, not task oriented. Be result oriented, not task oriented. Some of you can do a task and not get the result that you want, while others can do this task and get the result that they want. We are looking for results. I'm paying for a result. If you can't provide me the service that gives me the result that I want, I'm going to find another person or another entity or another company that can give me the result that I want. As an attorney, people don't contact me because they want me to file suit and litigate their cases. They contact me because they want a result. Typically, that result is to put money in their pocket because of the car accident or slip and fall accident or whatever they were involved in. They suffered, they want money, they want to be calm. That's the result they want. They don't care if you litigate a case and try a case and then you lose. That's not the result they wanted. They much rather you say, well, look, we took it this far. Maybe we can settle the case before it goes to trial. Here's the money. That's the result. They don't care how you do it. They want the result. That's the difference between providing a service and providing a result. As long as you can move forward, right? That's great. But you can't move forward if you're not getting the result that you want. I can't move forward. I can't go to the dance because my head looks foolish. Even though I got a haircut, it looks bad. He was supposed to make me look good. I didn't get the result I want. You're better off. Huh? You're no better off than you were before. You know better off than you were before. So you didn't get the result that you want. Is this registering? If this is registering with you, hit the number 1 button. If you understand where I'm coming from, hit the number 1 button. If you're feeling this, if this is beginning to change your perspective, hit the number 1 button. Shout out to my man Cody Alexander. We having some good conversation now. Now here's the thing I need y'all to understand. Some things you have to pay for. Some things you have to pay for. You have to pay for quality. You have to pay for quality. And you should be okay with paying for quality when it comes to items that appreciate in value. Items that appreciate in value. Watches. I've been put on the waiting list for about 3 months. I don't know how that works, but they put me on the wait list. I think I have a picture in here somewhere. Those of you guys who follow my Facebook page, you'll see I put a picture up of me with my lady at the Rolex shop where she was out there, you know. I was taking a photograph. Let me see if I can pull it up. The Rolex shop. Now, I think Rolex is a good investment. I think it's a worthwhile investment. I think that if I buy a Rolex now for $10,000, $15,000, in 5 or 10 years, it'll be worth 15 or 20, maybe 30 or $40,000. And so I'm okay with buying a Rolex. You see? I can sell it for a lot more money down the road. You see? So it's okay for me to spend $18,000 on a Rolex or $15,000 or $20,000 on a Rolex. Here's a picture right here. And the thing about it is, shout out to my old lady. See, let me see if y'all see the picture. Did the picture pop up? That's her downtown with my Liz is my agent down there, whatever you would call her. That's my she's my rep. And so my lady and I went down there to look at Rolexes and check and see when my Rolex is going to be ready. You see what I mean? So in other words, what I'm saying, some things you have to pay for. Some things you just got to bite the bullet and pay for. But did you hear the key word that I said? What did I say? Appreciating in value. Not depreciating, appreciating, which means it increases. You see? You purchase a Rolex, you sell it, and somebody who maybe can't purchase the Rolex from an agent, you can sell it to them for $25,000 or $30,000. You understand? You can purchase a home in an up-and-coming neighborhood for $140,000, $150,000, and hold on to it, improve it, put high-quality fixtures in it, add all the luxury amenities, and in 20 years, that same home might be worth $500,000. I mean, here's what I need y'all to understand. You're gonna be living it in any way. You're gonna be living somewhere anyway. Why not improve what you have and increase the value of it? Remember, you black folks will call me cheap. Remember, I'm cheap. Because very rarely do you see me out there rolling around with some Gucci slippers on. But what I will do is buy a Rolex. What I will do is add fixtures to my home and increase the value. See? I will buy a Rolex, but I'm still cheap. I'm only buying it because it will appreciate in value because it's an item that will appreciate. I don't spend money on depreciating items. Now, I'm like Midas. I'm like King Midas. Everything around me, I do my very best to increase its value, whether it's a human being who I invest my time, energy, money, and resources in. You see, and I'm talking about the people who are going to be with me, like my woman and my children and myself. I'm talking about the things like my home, okay, that will appreciate in value and give me a return. Now, I will also pay for high quality food. But here's the thing you have to understand. High quality food does not necessarily mean it's expensive. You can get more nutrition from a home cooked meal than you'll get from one of these high-end steakhouses. Come on, name them. Ruth Chris. What's the rest of them? Steak 48. They hadn't changed that grease in 3 or 4 weeks, and you in there eating like, oh, this is delicious. They got recycled meat that's been packed away for months, sometimes years, and then they charge you $500 or $600 for it. See, the key is not to be blinded by price. A lot of black people feel as though the more money they spend on something, it increases their value. And really, they just taking your money. You blinded by the price. See, I can actually recognize that just because something is expensive or just because someone is willing to charge a lot of money for something, that doesn't mean it's high quality. My lady was telling me about some high-end bags, some very popular high-end bags. Matter of fact, let me see. Hold on. Yeah, she was just Chanel. Somebody typed Chanel in the chat room. Chanel bags. She was telling me that these high-end bags, which might run you $5,000 or $6,000, they used to be really popular back in the day, 10, 15 years ago. But they're beginning to lose quality. They're falling apart because whoever is making them and manufacturing them isn't putting the quality and the time necessary. The interior lining is falling out of them. They have low quality leather, low quality materials. You see? And although an individual bag may be priced at $3,000 or $4,000, $6,000 or $7,000, it's still low quality. And at the end of the day, you don't just want a purse, right? You want a purse that can handle and hold the items that you place in it. So you're not getting the result that you wanted. Somebody type result in the chat room. So again, Being able to recognize true value is important in getting your money's worth. Shout out to Urban Eagle. Now, paying all the bills allows you as a man to have complete control over the influences that affect the people in your house. It allows you to control the monthly budget. It allows you to control the quality of your lifestyle. It allows you to control the quality of your food, the quality of your service providers, and it makes you a financial decision maker, not just in theory, but in fact, because you're the one who has to whip out the credit card. You're the one who has to write the check. You're the one who has to go to the bank. Whether we're talking about a vacation or a color pattern in the house, you're the one who's going to determine who lives with you, who doesn't live with you, who comes to visit, and who doesn't come to visit. And some of you all can read between the lines on that. Shout out to Urban Eagle. You can't tell your wife that her raggedy cousin who you don't get along with, who's her favorite cousin, can't come to the house and she paying half the bills. All they're going to do is come over there and raise hell, eat all your food, sit in your favorite seat. Y'all partners. Somebody type, we partners in the chat room. We equal. You can't tell your wife that you want to eat this tonight. I want some steak tonight. You not paying the bill, Albert. Somebody say, no, Albert. No. Larry. Paul, Peter. I'm paying for the food. You can't be the man of the house if you have no control over the house. Anytime a woman is paying the bills, or if a child begins to start paying the bill, you know how them kids get that job at the local fast food place, and then they start talking about, I don't even eat here. Well, I pay the light bill. Ooh, right? They pay one or two bills in the house, and they begin to try to exhibit control over your house, and you lose control. Now, what happens when you got too many kings in a castle? Talk to me. What happens when you have too many chiefs in a teepee? Huh? You begin to have chaos. You lose control. That's what happens. There are some occasions where you have a partner and she pays half the bills or a percentage of the bills, and even then, you're forced to negotiate every time a decision needs to be made. And over time, eventually you're going to use leverage in your household, right? She might be paying 30% of the bills, but she giving you that good at night. And so not only does she have the leverage from paying part of the finances, but she also giving you that good. Somebody type good in the chat room. And you best damn sure believe she's going to use that good as leverage. Somebody type good in the chat room. Somebody said it could be bad too. Yeah, whatever it is, she going to use it over time. And you, in effect, will see control without even knowing it. And then at that point, you're no longer the man of the house. You just somebody who lives there. And although you may have the moral authority of the house, you have no financial authority in the house. And that could lead to bad things. Somebody type bad things in the chat room. Loss of control, lack of discipline, lack of consequences, right? The kids aren't looking at you as the authority figure. They looking at mama. You see? They not worried about you. You don't even have the right to impose your will upon people who fail to do what you expect them to do. And in the long run, for your own peace of mind and happiness as a man, somebody type as a man, it's best to maintain control over your household. The sacrifice you need to make is that you need to be able to pay all the bills. Now, of course, there will be occasions where somebody might pick up a bill here or there. Okay? You should not be responsible for purchasing gifts for your raggedy, rotten, lawless mother-in-law if you don't like her like that. You understand me? And your wife's crackhead cousin who just got out the penitentiary, you should not have to purchase him a gift for doing 20 years standing on his head and coming out like a G. You shouldn't have to do that, okay? Those folks are outside the house, and you shouldn't be you certainly shouldn't be responsible for making loans to family members and friends. That, especially when they're just not proved. That's not what I'm talking about. You can't just make up bills for she just making up bills for you to pay, and now you got to pay. Oh, hell no. At some point, you got to say hell no. Somebody type hell no in the chat room. Okay? But just to show a clear delineation when it comes to the wheels and levers of what makes your household run, if you want to be a boss, you got to pay the cost. Now, here's the thing, and this is going to be hard to hear. Some of y'all just not ready to be husbands. Some of you all are just not ready to be men of the house. If you find yourself unable to pay all the bills, then just admit that you're not ready to be a husband. It tells me that you're not ready to be the man of the house, and that's fine. Most men will never marry. Most men will never have children. And, and as the price of maintaining certain lifestyles go up, if you can't maintain the lifestyle that woman you want, if you can't maintain the lifestyle that woman you want desires, then you got to let her go. Somebody type let her go in the chat room. You have to let that woman, that dime piece, that 9 piece, whatever she is, you have to let her go find a man that can help her maintain the lifestyle that she wants or that she thinks she wants. You need to go ahead and get that clerk from down at the Piggly Wiggly and try to make a wife out of her. She might be a little overweight, got a little acne, but that dime piece is not for you. You can't maintain the lifestyle, and all she's gonna do is give you hell. You got a nice girl down there that stock shelves at the Dollar General. That's your lane. That's your level. You understand? And you need to be realistic with yourself. And hell, the uglier, shorter, and fatter you are, the more money you're going to have to make. Because she's going to tax you. Look, what you must do is either find a woman who's willing to live within the lifestyle that you can provide. And if you can't find one, or you don't like what's out there within your range, your purchase range, then you don't have a woman at all, period. Just do without. Or you could be the type of man who has a whole bunch of baby mamas and doesn't take care of those women. And if there are women out there who will let you use their bodies as incubators, that's between you and them. What I'm talking about, family, listen to me. What I'm talking about is about being a man who wants to be a traditional man, who wants to have the benefits of a family, who wants to be a grandfather, a great-grandfather, who wants to have a stable legacy. A man who wants to have peace of mind in his home because he pays all the bills and he controls what comes in, what goes out, the inner workings of the household, because he sacrificed and paid all the bills, and therefore he has the responsibility and the control. I'm not talking about a playboy lifestyle. I'm not talking about being a simp where you give the woman control of the finances or you split the finances up with her, right? Or when you come home and give her your whole check. I don't understand that. You see? Nevertheless, there are some women who are better managers of money than men. And there are some small exceptions. But she's still paying the bills based on your instructions and your control. She's basically just acting as your administrator of the money, not the comptroller of the house. I used to have my secretaries paying my bills for my house and my office. They wasn't in control. They just did what I said do. See, paying all the bills is about control. It's about being the man of the house. It's about maintaining control. It's about maintaining power and maintaining authority in a real way. And your woman will respect you a lot more if you do that. You have a lot more peace of mind and happiness in your household if you do that. A lot more. Okay? Now, as I said before, I do buy high quality things. And typically when I buy high quality things, they last longer. Let's talk about quality. So it's not so much about quantity, it's about quality. There was a time when I had black lacquer all throughout my house, praise God. Somebody type black lacquer in the chat room. Y'all remember them black lacquer pictures and furniture where they had with the photograph and the Elvis velvet? I had all that. I had all the black lacquer you could buy from the cheap furniture store. I was a young student. Shout out to Darius Smith. But now as a middle-aged man, my home is furnished with high-end furniture and fixtures, which were ordered and placed there by a high-end interior decorator. And so that makes me settle. It's like, yeah, I can stay here. This is nice. You see what I mean? Now, on the flip side, at my office, the computers, I purchased a lot of those computers from Office Depot as the display items. You know how you walk into Office Depot and mess around with the computer? I bought those for 20, 30% off, 40% off. All my office furniture is secondhand furniture from a store, office furniture store on the north side of Houston. But I don't live in my office. And I'm not particularly concerned about whether or not I have a brand new wooden desk that costs $18,000 set up, or one that costs $8,000 or $4,000 or $1,000 that was in a bank somewhere. You see? Now, there are some things that you can't cut corners on. I may purchase a Mercedes-Benz, but I'm not going to purchase a Mercedes-Benz brand new off the lot. I'm going to wait 3 to 6 years and I'm going to purchase that Mercedes-Benz, which is going to it's going to have less than 50,000 miles on it. And I might get it for 25, 30% off the original price. I still got the Mercedes-Benz, but I didn't pay full price on it. Hell, most people who don't drive Mercedes-Benz can't tell you 1 year from the other. The whole point is to use that luxury item and ride around in that vehicle and enjoy it. And the comfort associated with the result, that's the result. The comfort associated with riding around in that vehicle. That's the result you want. See, part of the discussion we're having is about getting the results that you want in your life. Again, it's not necessarily about paying for the service or paying for an item. It's about paying for a result. If you want to have high quality, if you want to have a high quality lifestyle, then you need to pay to achieve those results. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to pay top dollar to achieve those results. So be frugal with your money. Be thoughtful with your expenditures and figure out what you can and can't do without, and what you can pay less for, and what you may have to pay more for. So the main points of this conversation, if we can recap right quick, is paying all the bills equals control. Okay? I believe that paying all the bills in the household grants you power and control over your household and the decisions, including what happens in the household and how it's run. Hey, as a man, isn't that what you want, black man? I view paying the bills in the household as a responsibility and a burden. But it is also a favor to the family. It's a sacrifice for the family. And I believe that providing financially gives you and allows you to maintain authority. the specific bills that I pay: rent, utilities, food, insurance, and those sort of things. Because that gives me control over the final decisions related to those areas: what we eat, what we wear, where we live. I also talk to you about frugal spending habits, like purchasing high quality items at a discount or avoiding unnecessary expenses. And then saving money and investing wisely. That's basic, but that's not something we talk about in the Black community, do we? Girl, how much your weed cost? Girl, I'm about to get these new Jordans, these throwbacks. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about finance and investing, but that's the conversation those conversations are more necessary. I also talked about avoiding debt. Somebody typed debt in the chat room. I avoid loans. I'd rather pay cash up front at a discount, paid off my home, sacrificed, because I'm looking for the long term. Also, paying all your bills allows you to be the authority of the household. Lifestyle decisions have to come through you. Your woman can't wear something that she can't buy, so you don't have to worry about what she's wearing. She goes, "Can I get this?" "No, that's a little too skanky, boo. You can't wear that." If you're not buying it, unless she's gonna get it herself, okay. I have a problem with men who defer the financial control to their women. I see that as a sign of weakness. In fact, I see it as a sign of cowardice. Somebody type cowardice in the chat room. The man should be the leader. Black women want men to be the leader. All women want men to be a leader. You fellas who are going overseas, you're going to need this advice. Otherwise, those women are going to start treating you the same way the Black American women are treating you. There's no geographical solution for an emotional problems, fellas. I've told y'all that once. If I told you it once, I told you 100 times. Even when you're spending your money, when we talk about results, that's why you purchase high quality items that last. Even if they come at a higher initial cost, it's better for the long-term investment. I advocate thoughtful spending, finding deals, avoiding unnecessary expenses. That's how you get the desired result. And the ultimate goal in the household is peace of mind and happiness. It's about maintaining control over the house as a man. And that's going to lead to greater peace and respect from your partner and overall happiness in the household. Now, y'all still with me? Let me know if you're still with me. Hit the number 1 button if you're still here. Where my people at? Hit the number 1 button. It's about to get strong up in here. All right? Now, this broadcast was brought about because there's a young man, young brother out here on the internet. There's so many of them. And I told you guys this earlier. I honestly, I'm very wary of advice that comes from Black men of a certain age when they're young. I just, the brothers haven't had that masculine influence. Okay. And so I saw this video a little while back and I hadn't commented on it. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it when it pops up. It's not playing yet. I don't know this young man. Maybe y'all know this fella. I'm gonna play the video here. This fella right here, okay? And basically the video is entitled "A Man Should Give His Woman His Whole Paycheck." All right. Now we're gonna listen to the brother and we're gonna show respect. And we're gonna hear him out. Okay. Now I want you to hear what the brother has to say. I'm gonna play it a couple times. Y'all let me know if you can hear it when I start playing, and we're gonna talk about this. Okay. Let me know if you can hear it. If you hit the number 1 button, that lets me know you can hear it. Fair use. You guys are saying y'all can't hear it? You guys are saying you can't hear it? Let me cue it up again. I want to make sure y'all hear it. Let me cue it up. You guys know who that fella is? Who is this fella, by the way? Does he have, what is his name? What is his name? Who is this young fella? Somebody said they can't hear. We're going to get it together for you. Let me know. Let me get it together. All right. Let me get it together. Somebody said no audio. I got you. Give me a second. Hold up. Wait. This is the fella right here. Let me see if I can. Here we go. All right. Y'all let me know if you can hear it.
Because a woman's a nurturer. She's gonna make sure she's looking.
Can y'all hear it now? Let me know.
Man should hand over his whole paycheck to his woman. Because a woman's a nurturer. She's gonna make sure she's looking good. There's food in the house. The bills are paid. The children are well maintained. Because real men work to provide. We're working. See men work to be cute. They can't even go
Somebody type Sassy in the chat room if you can hear it.
a week without getting their hair cut, but their women hasn't had their hair done in months, nails done in months, or bought a new outfit in months. If you want to remove your woman's stress and worries, hand over your paycheck without complaints. And whatever's left over from that check, you use on yourself.
Fair use.
But you're working. A man is working to provide because a man is a provider. A man is also a maintainer of his woman and his family. If we're going to maintain our woman and our family, we have to make sure they're properly equipped. So if you're working, you should be working to provide for your family if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, spend your money however you want it. But if that's your woman, hand over your check. Or if those are your children, hand over the check to that woman so she can take care of your responsibilities. That's how you maintain things. A woman is a manager of a home. A woman runs the home. She has to be properly equipped with the things she needs to run the home. If not, your woman will suffer from anxiety, stress, and depression. Hand over your check. She deserves it. And if that's your woman, you chose her for a reason. If you're saying, oh, I can't trust her, you can't trust yourself because you chose that woman. Hand over your whole paycheck. All praises. Man should hand.
All right. Did you guys hear that? We don't need to hear that again. We'll let that go. We don't. Praise God. Somebody type praise Moses in the chat room. And his last statement was all praises to the Most High. See what I mean? So we're gonna talk about this. All right. We're gonna talk about this, man. This is just it's not. And I like to give a black man the benefit of the doubt, but that post has gone viral, and basically he's saying that men should give their checks to their women because women will make sure that everything is taken care of. To me, that's a cop-out. That's the man's job. Somebody type, that's the man's job in the chat room. He's the husband. He's the provider. He's the protector. And if he's given the woman authority to pay the bills, even if it's with his check, that means he's not making the tough decisions that need to be made. So he's dumping it off on his woman. Sometimes you got to pay half that light bill so you can pay that whole gas bill before they turn it off on the 13th. After you got that extension, you putting that pressure on your woman. All this young man is doing is repackaging. All this man is doing is repackaging trash to make it seem like a treat. And see, these type of men stand behind their women. They put the women out front to be the leader. And they stand behind as followers. This is cowardice. This is cowardice, black man. Black women have been standing out front for decades now. That's why they so pissed off at us, brother. And some of y'all say, well, they wanted to put themselves out there. Just because your woman wants to do something don't mean you let her do it, do you? I tell you cats all the time, you got to jump in front of them and elbow them out the way and take your position as leader. I never said it was going to be easy, brother. And the reason that you as a man stand out front as a leader is because it allows those who come behind you to be protected by you. You take the hard hits. You deal with the harsh reality of life. You fight your way through whatever obstacles are before you, and the people behind you act as your support. They keep you going. They motivate you, but under no circumstances should you put your woman who you say you love and who you've bound to protect out front to take the hits that life has to offer. That robs her of her peace of mind, and her youth. You see what happens when women get stressed out? They can't even ovulate. They can't even have children. Their menstrual cycles die up. They can't even be nurturing to their children. Now, how you going to rear a child and you stressed out? How are you as a woman going to be a comforter to anybody, your man, how are you going to do that? When you focused on dealing with the things that men have to deal with. I don't care what woman we're talking about in the whole entire world. No woman wants that stress. So I want you passport bros to hear me. Now, that said, the main point of this young man's broadcast is that a man should hand over his whole paycheck to his woman, because a woman is a nurturer. Now, the thing is, this point assumes that all women are natural nurturers. It assumes that they're best suited to manage all the household finances. That's two big assumptions right there. Those two stereotypes don't even account for an individual's differences or the fact that both people can be nurturers and both people can make financial decisions. I'm just keeping it 100. Each relationship is unique. Sometimes men are better nurturers. Sometimes the women are. Based on what works for you. The other thing he hit us with, he said real men work to provide for their family. Let's think about that. What he's doing is he's enforcing gender stereotypes that only men should provide for the family. I support that, depending on the result that you want. So he and I agree in that regard. I agree that real men provide for better. But what you see this young man doing is mixing salt with sugar. He's giving you a little bit of truth and a whole lot of misdirection. The one that hits the most sassy men, somebody type sassy in the chat room. Sassy men work to be cute and prioritize their appearance over their woman's needs. What? See, the first thing you see him trying to do is shame men, okay? That's a shaming tactic, to call you sassy. So any man who says something opposing this obviously flawed view is automatically sassy. He's given his audience ammunition, okay? He's given whoever agrees with him ammunition to chastise those who would disagree. This is derogatory. It's oversimplified characterization and it pits men who care about their appearance against their responsibilities. So if you care about your responsibilities, if you care about your appearance, somehow you're lacking in your responsibilities somewhere. And it also assumes that a man's personal grooming detracts from his ability to provide for his family. Now, you shouldn't be dusty. Somebody type dusty in the chat room. You shouldn't be dusty out here. You shouldn't be. But whether you dusty or you dress nice, that's really not going to take away from your ability to provide for your family. Okay, personal grooming and self-care are important for men and women and don't inherently detract from your ability to be responsible as a provider. Taking care of yourself, that helps improve your self-esteem. And of course, as long as your breath is not funky, your toes got toe jam in them, you're crusty and ashy and all your cracks and crevices, that could help you. That could help your relationship. Somebody type lotion in the chat room. I don't know what this young brother is talking about. Okay. He also said that if a man wants to remove his woman's stress and worries, he should hand over his paycheck without complaints. This point, the implication of this point is that financial control should be given entirely to one partner or to the woman, right? All that's going to do is lead to power imbalances and resentment. It also assumes that money alone can alleviate stress and worry. Look, financial stress in a relationship is best managed through open communication. She's spending too much damn money down at the local HEB or Walmart. You need to have a conversation with her. That's how you achieve mutual respect. And then as a man, you say, hey, this is your budget. Because I'm the ultimate arbiter of how much gets spent on food. She can have some say-so in what you're cooking and what you're buying, but the ultimate decision comes down to you. That's how you maintain healthy balance in a relationship. That's not going to remove stress from her, giving her the paycheck. And then he says something else. A man should use whatever is left over from the paycheck on himself after providing for his family. And see, this point assumes that the man needs to come last. And only after everything else has been taken care of, the dog, the cat, your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your ugly cousin that come through and eat all your food, this is going to lead to burnout. It's going to lead to supreme satisfaction. Shout out to my man, Kenneth Williams. Somebody type burnout and dissatisfaction. You mean I got to work all doggone week and all that's left for me after working 40, 50, 60 hours a week is $80? This is all I have? Shh. How are you constantly going to be neglecting the person or consistently neglecting the person who's the provider? How long do you think that lasts? Is he a slave? Is that what you want? Did you want a husband or a slave? What is this young man advocating for? You need to make sure not only are the family's needs met, but you need to make sure that provider male's needs are met. His personal expenses are necessary too. Well, Larry, the kids need new lunch pails and new shoes, so we can't buy you any deodorant or toothpaste. So I bought you some baking soda from the dollar store. You can slap that on with a little water. That's not balanced. Now, the other thing he said is that a man is a provider and a maintainer of his woman and his family. I would agree with that. Some would say those are outdated statements, outdated gender roles, and that the man should be the sole provider. And I'm saying, hey, if you want peace of mind in your family and you want to be a traditional man, you will do that. So I would agree with him on that. But the truth is, modern days, most of these relationships are fluid. In modern relationships, women oftentimes they help pay the bills. That's why you see a lot of these relationships aren't lasting. But it's the truth. He also says to maintain a woman and a family properly, they must be properly equipped. The thing about that, and that's really, see, that statement implies that financial provision is the only way to properly maintain a family. So the man is now allowed to overlook the emotional support and other shared responsibilities and the value of some non-monetary contributions. I know a lot of people who throw money at problems. There's a lot of people out there who are wealthy and they have dysfunctional children. Look at Joe Biden. He's the president. His son's a crackhead with a gun charge who banged his dead brother's wife. I'm sure Joe Biden had plenty of money, but clearly that time he spent in Congress as a senator did not allow for him to participate in the emotional support of his son. See, there's some non-monetary contributions that need to be fulfilled also in a family. And your woman is going to need you too. There's plenty of dudes out there who throwing money at women and they just still no good men. Some emotional needs that are required. That's a cop-out. Properly maintaining a family involves more than just financial provision. It includes emotional support, effective communication, shared responsibilities also. See, you want to have a well-rounded family, and both the man and the woman need to work together to ensure that. That's how that works. Shout out to Too Tall. There's some cats out there who don't make a lot of money. They might not be able to pay all the bills or none of the bills, but damn, they're hell of a fathers because they're always there. So shout out to them. You might not be playing the traditional financial role, but you're a hell of a financial support. You're a hell of a emotional support. You're there for the kids. I'm just saying. Here's the other thing. This guy right here, man, he says if a man is in a relationship, he should work to provide for his family. I agree with that in general. But again, the way in which it was said is that it narrowly defines a man's role as purely financial, and it disregards the importance of emotional and his physical presence, as well as shared responsibility. It's a lot of dudes out there sending child support to their kids. I ain't seen their kids, man. You ain't seen your kids in months and years. And so again, I'm gonna re-emphasize the fact that as a father, and many of you guys out there, y'all had fathers who were missing, or cold, distant fathers. They came home, they were so tired, they just went to sleep, or they just were distant. That's not sufficient. See, providing for a family is multifaceted. It's a multifaceted role, and then it involves emotional, physical, and financial support. Both mom and dad need to work together to create a balanced and supportive environment for the family. That's what it's about. Family can be fun. It's not just about you being an ATM machine. It's like, this cat has it where it's like your woman just come up and slide a credit card down the crack of your ass. Wow, and you an ATM machine. That's all you good for? Really? I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool at all. The other thing he says is that a woman is a manager of the home and needs to be properly equipped to run it successfully. That assumes that managing the home is solely the woman's responsibility. Not only is it short-sighted and unrealistic, but it reinforces these traditional gender roles, and it also implies that only financial resources are needed to manage a home successfully. So you just give her the money, right? And you have no other contribution at all. You don't cut the grass. You don't change the light bulbs. You don't change the vents in the air conditioner, nothing. You just give her the money and she's supposed to go down to Home Depot, and pick them up. 10 in the pack. How much are they now? 10 in the pack for about 30 bucks. Really? It's her job to manage the home. That sounds like somebody who doesn't have a home or wasn't raised in a home. And then he says something that's very insidious. He said, if a man can't trust his woman with his paycheck, It reflects on his ability to choose the right partner. I want you to ponder on that a little bit. This point oversimplifies trust and financial management in relationships. It implies that trust should be automatic and absolute without considering the nuances of financial compatibility and communication. Trust is in a relationship should be built over time and include open discussions about financial management and shared goals. Both the man and the woman should have input and control over certain financial decisions. And that way you include mutual respect and understanding. Let's get this straight. And let me let y'all hear this little brother again. Let me let you hear the little brother. And I'm not talking bad about the brother. I just disagree with him, and I just don't want you all to hear this and let this go unchallenged, because apparently the young brother is very popular. Okay. And this is young brother right here. Okay. I don't think he has any idea what it is to be a man. You pushing a narrative that's not just weak, but it's downright dangerous, especially talking to black men and black women. You're telling black men to hand over their paycheck, their entire paycheck, to black women. And I assume he's talking to everybody, but white women got sense enough to know not to pay attention to you. You think white people want advice from black people on relationships? Do you think any other group of people in the world want to hear a black man's advice on relationships? Let that register real quick. You clearly are only talking to black people, because white folks don't want to hear a damn thing you got to say. Hispanics don't believe a thing you got to say. The Asians and everybody else are looking at us like we damn fools. So you are clearly only giving this bad advice to black people. You understand what I'm saying? Clearly. And this is why there needs to be pushback on stuff like this. This young brother right here. You giving this bad advice to black folks. No. You telling them to hand over their paycheck to their woman as if this is some sort of noble sacrifice. No, that's not noble. It's pathetic. It's a cop-out, plain and simple. Not only are you giving up control, but you're also shying away or shirking your responsibility as a man and forcing her to bear the consequences of any financial mistakes. That's not being a provider. That's being a coward. Let's be honest here. This guy isn't even being genuine. He's pandering to women, telling them what they want to hear so he can get their approval. That's not leadership. That's manipulation. That's what that is. And we got plenty of black men in the community that have been doing that for decades. And brothers are tired of it. You trying to sell us on the idea that a man's financial control is simply about making sure his woman is properly provided for. That's a load of crap. You want us to believe that a black man's role is to be a passive provider who hands over his whole hard-earned check without question, all to relieve his woman of stress? Really? This is the advice you're giving black men? To hand over the reins of financial control and hope for the best. In contrast, I'm telling you that paying all the bill is about power, control, and authority. It's about making sure you run your household and not the other way around. If you're the one footing the bill, you call the shots, end of story. But see, it's more than just power. It's about responsibility. And black men have been running away from responsibility for a long time. And I want you brothers to embrace that responsibility. I'm not like this young brother. I'm not like him. See, when you pay the bills, you're taking on the burden of making sure everything runs smoothly. If things go wrong, it's on you, brother. And that's exactly where it should be. Handing over your paycheck to your woman, that doesn't just give up control. It dumps all of that responsibility on her shoulders, forcing her to deal with the fallout of any mistakes. And guess what? When the bills aren't paid or when the financial problems arise, she's the one who gets blamed. And that's not fair to her. That's not how a real man operates. Since we're talking about real men versus sassy men, that's not how a real man operates. This man doesn't sound like he's interested in real leadership. He's interested in sounding good to women. And that's where his advice falls apart. Look, first of all, he's peddling outdated, sugar-coated nonsense about gender roles, acting like women are delicate, natural nurturers who should manage the household, while a man should just throw money at the situation and step back. Not all women are nurturers. Most women will tell you that. A lot of women will tell you that the men in their house, they're the disciplinarian, and the man is the soft one. His approach is a cowardly approach. My stance is clear. If you're not maintaining financial control, you're weak. If you're letting someone else manage your money, you've lost the right to call yourself a leader of your household. Real men don't cower behind their women. They stand in front, they take the hits, they make the tough decisions. And those decisions include handling the finances and being responsible for the outcomes. By forcing your woman to take over the financial range, you're not just abandoning your role as a leader, you're setting her up to take the blame for anything that goes wrong in the house. That's not protecting your woman. That's using her as a scapegoat. If you want to be a real man, step up, take responsibility, manage the finances yourself. This dude is trying to play hero, acting like he's empowering women. But all he's doing is setting them up to bear the burden of his failures. That's what you see happening. It's real slick. Somebody type slick in the chat room. Let's get real. This is a young man. Let's be real about what it means to maintain and run a household. Bills and expenses arise that are unexpected. So let me ask a question. What happens when that AC goes out in the middle of the summer or the heater breaks down in the dead of winter? Are you going to send your woman outside to negotiate a deal and write a check to the HVAC repairman? That's what type of man you are? Everybody in her family, all the men in her family will lose respect for you. She'll lose respect for you. Hell, the man repairing the pipes will lose respect for you. If a pipe bursts on the second or third floor of your house, a condominium or a townhouse, you gonna make her haggle with the plumber over the repair price? That's what you gonna do? What kind of man are you? You sending your woman out there to do man's job. Well, you got the bills, baby. You in charge of the bills, whatever you say. How's that sound? Does that make black men look good or look bad? Does it make us look strong or look weak? Does it make us look like leaders or does it make it look like followers? That's what this dude is talking about. You gonna send your woman to the auto repair shop to pay for the car repairs? I would never send my woman to deal with those kinds of bills. I don't think any responsible-minded man of any ethnicity would do that. Asking your woman to deal with these tasks, it shows a lack of planning and a lack of foresight on your part. Hell, banking has changed since the 1950s. In fact, your bills can be automatically deducted from your bank account and your credit cards. So there's absolutely no need to force that responsibility on your woman. If you need your woman to pay your bills, it means you lack competence as a man and you're untrustworthy. And women have enough to deal with. Why force that responsibility of making sure the bills are paid on them and make sure they're paid on time? The doggone electric bill done went out because she didn't pay the damn bill because she dealing with these screaming kids all damn day. And you done came home and sat down in your goddamn loafers in your doggone shoe closet. And they did this video and the electricity goes out while you're filming. Come on, man. And now she got to run down to the local Western Union to pay the electric bill. And it's going to take 24 hours because she forgot. I mean, let's keep it 100. This young brother is trying to sell the idea that by handing over his paycheck or a man handing over their paycheck to the woman, they're doing her a favor. That ain't no goddamn favor. That's a burden. And in reality, you just setting her up for unexpected misses and you're too scared to deal with it yourself. That's what I'm looking at. Shout out to MC Recovery. The whole tone of this brother's video is weak. It's a weak message. It's giving men a formula for how to behave like obedient little providers who hand over their paychecks and expect a pat on the head. Good job. It's the kind of advice that leads men, black men specifically, into losing control over their home. My approach is different because I come from a traditional patriarchal man who's willing to take hits to see my family through the tough time. My approach is straightforward and assertive because it's what men need to hear. It's what black men need to hear. You pay all the damn bills because it gives you control. It's not about being fair. You a man. Pay all the goddamn bills so you can have peace of mind in your household. So you can say if you don't like it, you can hit the door and don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. That's why. Control. You maintain authority because you're the one providing. This isn't about being nice or nurturing. It's about ensuring that your household runs the way you as a man see fit, which is the purpose why you created it. And let's forget, paying the bills isn't just about maintaining control. It's about you as a man accepting the consequences of your decisions. When you're in charge of the finances, you're the one who deals with the stress if something goes wrong. That's what being a man is about. Taking on the burden so your family doesn't have to. Look, this man, this is the easy way out. There's nothing manly about it. In fact, he's giving you a sassy man's guide. Somebody type sassy man in the chat room. That's sassy. Somebody type sassy in the chat room. That's sassy. Real men face challenges head on, especially when it comes to their family and their well-being. This young brother is trying to be liked. He too busy trying to be liked to understand what real responsibility looks like. He's treating financial responsibility like some kind of moral duty, where the man's only job is to make money and then hand it over. This kind of thinking leads to chaos and loss of control. Have you seen the black community? Huh? Have you seen, has there anything happened by giving black women control over the black community? All I see is chaos. Baby mamas left and right, women complaining, stressed out. We have the most doped up, alcoholic, drug using women in America right now. They're so stressed out because they're tired of the chaos that they created because they've been in control that they beg for. See, in reality, financial responsibility is about maintaining leverage, authority, and control. It's about making decisions that keep you in the driver's seat as a man. And if you're not controlling the finances, then someone else is controlling you. It's simple as that. And here's the kicker. If you're not the one paying the bills, you're forcing your woman to take on that responsibility. if she'll be the one she's gonna be the one facing the consequences when something goes wrong. And that's not fair. That's not how a real man should behave. But look, come on, man. See, by you taking on the responsibility of taking on the finances, you're ensuring that your household runs smoothly. You're also protecting your woman from unnecessary stress and blame. She doesn't need that. That's what true responsibility looks like. This dude is acting like he's giving men good advice, but in reality, he's just setting them up to be, actually, he's setting them up to fail by allowing them to shift the burden to their women. Now, see, here's the cold part about it. It's a lot of these dudes out here like this, a lot of these Derek Jackson wannabes. That's all this is. See, he seems to be, or feigning, or appearances are that he's motivated by a misguided notion of trust and partnership. He's saying that by handing over your paycheck, you're somehow being a good man. Wrong. What you're really doing is giving up power. See, my motivation is about maintaining control and ensuring that the household runs according to my rules. And if you don't control the finances, you don't control anything. And if you're not in control, you're just another passenger on the ride and somebody else is driving. But let's dig a little deeper. Somebody type a little deeper in the chat room. Somebody type a little deeper in the chat room. Am I going too long? Let me know. If y'all tired, let me know. If you guys tired, let me know. Can I get a few more minutes? Can I get a few more? If I can get a few more minutes, somebody type amen in the chat room. If I can get a few more minutes, somebody type amen in the chat room. Let me know. Can I get a little deeper? If I can get a little deeper, let me know. See, real men don't shift blame. They take it on themselves. They handle the finances. They deal with the consequences. They ensure that their family is protected from the fallout. That's what leadership looks like. He's pandering. He's pretending to be the good guy. He's pandering, plain and simple. And the pandering appeals to women for several reasons, especially black women. Now, I want you to listen to this. Many women are conditioned or have been conditioned to see themselves as caretakers. And this man's message, it preys on this by suggesting that they are naturally better suited for managing finances and household affairs. The problem is, this isn't about empowering women. It's about subtly controlling them by keeping them in the traditional box that benefits the speaker's agenda. You see that? If I got you at the house paying bills, that means you at the house paying bills. Can't do anything else. The other thing it does is it gives rise to a false sense of empowerment. Listen, in reality, this so-called empowerment of paying all the bills, it's a way for him to abdicate responsibility and make women feel like they have more power than they actually do. It's the deceptive tactic. It makes the speaker it makes the speaker's underlying selfishness because he benefits from the woman's increased workload and the illusion of control. You know what you can do to somebody when they think they have control and they don't? It's your paycheck. You the one that gives it to her. And so you gave her the power. Yeah, baby, you the boss and you out there, you got 3 or 4 side chicks. You out there banging broads on the side. Think about that. And she's under the illusion that everything is safe. She's just like a rabbit in an open field and there's a hawk hovering over her. She never sees it coming. That's a false sense of empowerment. You always want to let people know what you're saying. It's real slick. Another thing he's doing is this is a manipulative tactic. It's designed to exploit women's emotional needs by equating financial management with love and trust. This guy is subtly he subtly ensures the woman feels obligated to take on this role. You understand that? He equates financial management with love or trust. So if you don't do it, you don't love me because I'm giving this to you because I love you. You see? And all the while, he benefits from the emotional security this arrangement falsely promises. It's real slick. In truth, it's just another way to avoid financial accountability. You putting this poor black woman in charge of your finances, and you can blame her if things go wrong. And then you sidestep responsibility. It's real selfish, brother. It's real selfish. And it's disguised as a solution for harmony, but it ultimately breeds conflict and resentment. And that's not what we need in the black community. We don't need any more conflict and resentment in the black community. And how dare you end your discussion with all praises to God? All praise to God? I guess you conveniently ignore what the Bible actually says about a man's role in the household. And if you're going to invoke God's name, at least get it right. The Bible clearly states that a man should be the head of the household. That is at Ephesians 5:23. It says, for the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church. That means it's the man's responsibility to lead, to take charge, to ensure that his household is run according to God's will. So how can you claim to be following God's word when you're advocating for men to hand over their financial control to their wives? That's not leadership. That's abdication. It's passing the buck and hoping for the best. And that's not what God intended. And if you're truly going to live by the Bible, then you need to understand that leadership comes from responsibility. You can't just hand over your paycheck and expect everything to magically fall into place, partner. God expects men to be the leaders of the household, take on the burden of responsibility, and protect and provide for their families. When you shirk that responsibility, you're not honoring God. You're dishonoring the role he has given you. So if you're going to end with all praises to God, make sure you're actually living up to the standards he sets. Because what you're promoting isn't biblical. It's cowardice, wrapped in false piety. Now, we've been talking for almost 2 hours, and I wanted to continue this thing and go forward. But I need you guys to let me know if you learned something. If you appreciate what I've done here, make sure you take the opportunity to contribute to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. Make sure you show me the appreciation because not a lot of people are going to give advice like this. Most people are not going to be bold enough to tell you black men to take control of your family. I would like to have, if you guys appreciate what I've done, I'd like to have another 9 Super Chats. I certainly would appreciate that. So make sure you do that. In the meantime, I'm going to give y'all a quick mid-roll. I'm going to be right back, and then we'll be back. And I may entertain a few more questions. I may let some folks in, but show me some love. Make sure you contribute to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal.
Dennis
I'll be
Burden
right
Podcast, click your mouse pad. Yeah, we out back. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Don't just hate watch, cause we outside. Let them hate watch, go and play pop. We just lay back. He don't play that. We don't play back. We don't play back. We go way back. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D Podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D Podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Burden Podcast. Don't just hate watch, hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate. Super Chat, Cash App. Put something in the collection plate. Church.
Brother Spurley. Brother Spurley met his fiance in my mixed group, and she was doing her thing, Ivy League educated, beautiful sister. He's a successful attorney. Now he's like, shh, that's my wife. I'm gonna put her through law school. She's gonna become an attorney at my practice. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. I want to call you back to the sister that called into my show who said, when I first listened to you, I didn't like you.
All these simps running around here, running amok, all these son husbands. It ain't just these single mothers' faults. Happy wife? No. Happy life. Y'all heard that before. That's the most simplest thing you can hear said.
Yeah. Welcome to Simp University. That's right. We got an all-star lineup. Yeah. We got Dr. Simp Jackson on the drums. Johnson. Yeah. We got Dr. Boogity 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 Boyce Watkins on the tambourines. We got Derek, the Janky Jack Jackson singing back up. And this is the Simp Academy, baby. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. She just want that money anyway. She just want it. He don't give a fuck, he gon' pay. So he gon' pay it, baby. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. She just want that money anyway. He don't care, he don't give a fuck, he gon' pay. That's it. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. Work the Pimp C, I walk with a limp. This is for the donation niggas who got food. Been a decade running and still no school and no class. You keep asking for more cash. Academy growing, pucker up and kiss ass. These doctor, imposter, homie, you check the roster. Black women panda, sounds like you a scammer. Yeah. We lace them up like them Chuck tennis. We don't love these hoes, they screaming fuck Dennis. We holding court, ain't no love in it. Rather be the judge in it. Justice from you fuck niggas. Check game. Your mama gave you niggas all a simp chip. Now you simping A1 game, all on this simp shit. High degree having nigga talking this trick shit. What you gonna be teaching at that school, nigga? Pimp shit? This is for the simps at the academies. Listen to your mama pray, fuck what your daddy say. Yeah. Nigga, you a simp, Nigga, you a simp, yeah. This is for the simps at the academies. Listen to your mama pray, fuck what your daddy say. Yeah. Nigga, you a simp, yeah. My nigga, you a simp, yeah. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. She just want that money anyway. She just want it. He don't give a fuck, he gon' pay. He gon' pay it, baby. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. Shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp. She just want that money anyway. He don't care, he don't give a fuck, he gon' pay. You niggas is soft as Wonder Bread, baby. You worse than King Kong trying to save mayonnaise man. Sippin' is like Kool-Aid, and you niggas add extra sugar. Cause you sippin' niggas never had that booger. How can a rotten bitch raise a forgotten trick that turned into a switch hitter? You more concerned with alphabets and crayon colors. I'm not that nigga, and I'm definitely not that brother. So when the kingdom falls, and the she-heathen no longer pick up your call, and will we leave you simps swinging from these salty balls? Best believe I got my attorney named Dennis Burden on speed dial, and in the meanwhile, while simping ain't in my pimping, do not shake shit for me, baby. But you can shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp, shake it for him, shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp, shake it, shake it. She just want that money anyway. She just want that money. He don't give a fuck, he gon' pay. He gon' pay it, baby. Now shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp, shake it, shake it, shake it for a simp, shake it for a simp, shake it, shake it. She just want that money anyway. She just want the brain. He don't give a fuck, he gon' pay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Over his whole paycheck to his woman because a woman's a nurturer. She's gonna make sure she's looking good, there's food in the house, the bills are paid, the children are well maintained. Because real men work to provide. We're working to take care of our family. And the only men that disagree are the sassy men. Sassy men work to be cute. They can't even go a week without getting their hair cut, but their women hasn't had their hair done in months, nails done in months, or bought a new outfit in months. If you want to remove your woman's stress and worries, hand over your paycheck without complaints. And whatever's left over from that check, you use on yourself. But you're working. A man is working to provide because a man is a provider. A man is also a maintainer of his woman and his family. If we're going to maintain our woman and our family, we have to make sure they're properly equipped. So if you're working, you should be working to provide for your family if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, spend your money however you want it. But if that's your woman, hand over your check. Or if those are your children, hand over the check to that woman so she can take care of your responsibilities. That's how you maintain things. A woman is a manager of a home. A woman runs the home. She has to be properly equipped with the things she needs to run the home successfully. If not, your woman will suffer from anxiety, stress, and depression. Hand over your check. She deserves it. And if that's your woman, you chose her for a reason. If you're saying, oh, I can't trust her, you can't trust yourself because you chose that woman. Hand over.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Can you all hear that? I wanted to make sure y'all heard that. Big shout out to everybody. I was trying to get 20 super chats. I got about 14. Big shout out to Dispatch the Panda Bear. It said Ben Cisco, the emissary, said Dispatch the Panda Bear. Shout out to you, Mr. Bowie. Thank you for the super sticker. Urban Eagle, thank you for the $2 super sticker. My man, MC Recovery Relapse. Some of my friends and family members try that. Bills was late, lights went off, credit cards overspent, now the divorce indeed. Right. That's exactly what happens, man. You don't put that type of responsibility on a woman. She doesn't automatically, is not automatic. You just copping out. That's a cop out. Shout out to Too Tall. Thank you so much. Kenneth Williams, thank you so much. He says super sticker. Who else we got in here? Cerebral Inquirer, criminal with DV given relationship advice. I don't know anything about the brother. Okay. I don't know anything about him. I don't know. I'm just looking at the advice and how it sounds to me. Darius Smith, if she makes 5 to 6 figures and also has a career, what's her money used for then? Is she going to hoard it for a rainy day? Well, brother, that's probably not somebody you should be with. If she makes that money and you don't make that amount of money, it's already hell in your household. You see, because she makes more money than you, so she truly feels like that you don't deserve her. Earlier I said, you need to marry on your level. You need to date on your level. You see what I mean? She clearly, you cannot maintain her. If she makes 5 to 6 figures and you don't, you make less, and you're trying to keep her within what you can afford, you really can't afford that woman. You see? Now, maybe she's with you for other reasons. I don't know. Maybe y'all have a love relationship. I don't know. But the bottom line is, if she can't live within your means and she's not content living within your means, man, you're going to have a problem in that relationship. That's all I'm saying, brother. It's just realistic. Let her go on off and be with somebody else. But what's her money for? Brother, all I'm saying is this. If you're not in a traditional relationship, if you don't have the desire to be in a traditional relationship, then this conversation is probably not for you. See, something you guys didn't remember, Kevin Samuels pretty much, he catered to high value men. He did not entertain the Pookie and the Ray Rays. And I'm not saying that you are by any means, brother. I'm not saying if you're a hardworking brother on the come up, cool. But he used to tell brothers to work 60 hours a week, get more money. I'm not. My conversation. This is a conversation for brothers who want to start families, who want to be traditional fathers, traditional husbands, who want to have a legacy, and that costs. And a lot of it is sacrifice. You see, and this as I said earlier, a lot of men are not going. Most men in the world have not bred. They don't have children. They haven't been married. So this conversation is not for everybody. So, you know, I guess we could talk about that another day. But shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to my man Urban Eagle. Good looking out, fam. I appreciate you. I'm just trying to teach y'all how to keep the mess down. Okay. I'm schooling you on how to keep the mess down. All right, how to keep the relationship popping. Shout out to my man Cody. If it depreciates, it's greater later. Who else? TIQ is supporting good. Uncle D International. Quiet Storm. Good looking out. Gunmetal. When you support black men, you're supporting black families. Thank you very much. Release from the burden. Praise Moses. Hallelujah. And Lance Jackson. Yeah, man. So we got 14 super chats. Shout out to everybody. If y'all can hear me clearly in the chat room, hit the number 1 button. Here's the thing. Look. Brothers, let's cut through the fluff. Okay. Let's cut through the fluff and let's get brutally honest. The young man with that post is really all about relinquishing control and giving up power. It's about abdicating your responsibilities as a man and living in a fantasy where trust alone can hold a household together. But here's a harsh truth. That's not how the real world works. Trust is important, but it's not a replacement for leadership, responsibility, and decisiveness. That's required to keep a household running smoothly. And when you hand over your paycheck and you expect everything to magically fall into place, you're not building a partnership, you're orchestrating a disaster. You're setting the stage for stress, confusion, and ultimately the collapse of your household structure. Let's be real. When things inevitably go wrong, and they will, it won't be you who faces the consequences. It'll be your woman, the very person you claim to be protecting. By stepping back and abdicating your role as a financial leader, you're not just shirking your duties, you're placing unfair, overwhelming burden on her shoulders, and she's going to resent you for it. So let's call it for what it is. This isn't just irresponsible. It's cowardly. Somebody type cowardly in the chat room. You're forcing your woman to step into the role that you as a man should be handling. When the stress mounts, when the resentment starts to build, and when she's left holding the pieces of a crumbling household, it's your relationship that's going to bear the brunt of the damage. Here's the reality. The foundation of a stable, respected household isn't built on pandering, feel-good narratives, trying to win applause, especially those that crumble under pressure. And I put pressure on them tonight. Tonight you saw Uncle D cross-examine a witness, and there was pressure. See, the foundation of a stable, respected household is built on dominance, it's built on control, it's built on responsibility and personal authority. Pillars that are not negotiable. If you want a household that commands respect, you want to be a man that commands respect, you want your household to run smoothly, you want peace of mind and happiness, and this is what you have to do. You want to be a respected man in the house, then it's time for you to step up and take charge, brothers. Black man, you need to be the one who pays the bills, makes the tough decisions, and shoulders the responsibility that comes with that. The responsibility that comes with leadership. I never said it was going to be easy. Somebody type leadership in the chat room. Somebody type last of the black patriarchs in the chat room. Come on now, brothers. We're not just going to sit up here and call out the issues that black women have all day, or any woman. You brothers are moving overseas now, and you taking these problems with you. Let's come on now. Let's build. Don't you want to be men? Are we men? Don't you want to be respected as men? Come on now, take it. Night in and night out. You see me exposing my life to y'all. You see my children. You see how I operate with my woman. I'm giving you examples of masculinity. I'm showing you. You don't see me sitting in a shoe closet somewhere with some fancy shoes on and no socks, telling you to pay your paycheck. I'm telling you the hard stuff. This is what it takes to be a man. And I'm giving you an up close and personal look on how to build men and how to make strong men. Don't run from it now. I'll tell you to pay all the bills. The first thing out of your mouth is, oh, but what if she make more money than me though? What is she supposed to do with her money? Your job is to take care of your household. At the end of the day, whatever your woman does with her money, that's on her. You married her. Don't get married if you don't want to take care of a woman as a family. I'm just saying, fam. I mean, and you could get married, but don't expect to have a traditional household. You can't call the shots and tell your woman, look, I want breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it better be cooked at that time or the other. You can't call the shots if you're not paying the cost to be the boss. That's what I'm trying to tell you, brothers. You can get married, but don't expect a traditional family relationship. That's what I'm telling you. I am a traditional family man. That's me, traditional, all the way. One man, one woman. I don't want a whole bunch of poly. I don't want all that. I don't want none of that. I don't want multiple wives. I don't want none of that. Traditional family man, traditional breadwinner, traditional American male. That's what I am. I'm a leader of my household. Keep it real simple. Pay all the bills. I don't have to hear shit. I don't want to hear a damn thing. When I say shut the fuck up, everybody shut the fuck up. I'm done. If you don't like it, you can get out. And anything less is delusional. And worse is a betrayal of your role as a man. You're not fooling yourself. You got your woman paying half the bills. You got her managing the house. You see, look, man, you setting her up to fail. You're forcing her to carry weight because of your cowardice. And let's be perfectly clear. Whoever that young cat was, he isn't interested in what it truly means to be a man. He's more concerned with looking good in front of women and offering them feel-good, superficial narratives that might win him some applause and get him some clicks and likes. But that's never going to build a strong, enduring household. Don't be that guy. Don't fall into that trap of thinking that giving up control equates to trust. It doesn't. Real men don't hand over the reins of their lives to someone else. They take control. They make hard choices. They ensure that their household runs according to their vision, and anybody that don't like it can leave. So step up and take control, fellas. Handle your responsibilities like men. Your family's well-being, your relationship health, and your own peace of mind depend on it. Stop fooling yourself with these empty gestures of trust and start acting like the leaders of the household. Because at the end of the day, the only thing worse than a man who fails is a man who forces his woman to pick up the pieces after his failure. Don't be like that. This is Uncle D. I love you guys. God bless y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. I appreciate y'all. I know this has been a tough conversation. And I don't care if you like me or not. I'm going to tell you what's in your best interest for the long run. Y'all know I don't care. Shout out to my man Davis, Jay Davis. Thank you for Mr. Whitty. Thank you, Giles. Thank you, Patsy Jack 77, Mr. Mulkey, Mr. Colbert, Mr. Derek, Mr. Wilson. Shout out to Master P, Lance Jackson, Nick, Massey, Derek. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all for the Cash Apps. I wanted to make sure I acknowledge you guys, man. You ain't got to like what I'm saying. I don't give a damn. I'm not even concerned about you. I'm concerned about your children and your children's children. I'm concerned about your peace of mind and your happiness. We need more traditional black male-run families. And if you got a mind to do it, I'm telling you how to do it. You don't have to like what I'm saying. Maybe you're not supposed to be a traditional male, but you can't be a traditional male, or you can't ask for these new age relationship roles and then demand traditional male qualities from your woman. She's not your wife, she's your partner. The whole, and I ran over now, but let me finish this. A husband is akin to a farmer. You're a husbandry. You're taking care of something. You decided to have a family. Your butt decided to marry that woman. You decided to bring her in. You're going to be my woman. You're going to be the fertile ground in which I plant my seeds. And now you asking her to go halvesies on it. That's not the deal. If not, okay, you don't have a traditional marriage. Maybe you're married and you do go, maybe you're married and you do go 50-50. Okay, that's not a traditional male relationship. That's no different than when brothers are like, yeah, man, my wife don't cook and clean, and you not a traditional man and she not a traditional woman. What do you expect? What do you expect from that? But if you want a traditional relationship like the one I have, then you need to do what traditional men do. I mean, it's plain and simple. 1 + 1 = 2. Stop bitching and complaining. Excuse the language. I'm a little, I said a few cuss words tonight, praise God. But somebody type hallelujah. let me cleanse off the microphone, all these cuss words. But we got to be men, fellas. I want you fellas to be men. And I love you guys. I truly love you men. And I want to see the black community do better. Whatever women you bring from whatever countries and whatever cultures you bring in this community, they're going to have the same expectations of men. I'm just saying, they're going to have the same expectations or they're not going to be happy. And it doesn't matter what they do over there. This is what we do here in America. This is our culture. And most of you so-called passport bros, you're going to go and travel, but you're going to be back because you can't afford to stay over there forever. You can't even give up your citizenship without paying for a certain amount of money. You're going to be paying taxes here for the rest of your life. That's the way the system is designed. So eventually you're going to be back and you might stay in Africa for 18 years. You might stay down in the Dominican Republic for 12 years, but you'll be back. And when you come back with your woman and your kids, she's going to have certain expectations because that's the way we do things here. And I'm just trying to help you get prepared for that. All right? I love you guys. I truly do, brothers, and I want to see you do well. You know, Uncle D want to see you ball. I want to see you have happy, healthy relationships. I want to see you married. Get you some prenups. Get you some trust accounts. Because when you say it's time to go, you mean it. You're going to go and you're going to came with what you leave, what you brought with you. You out. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Yeah. So, you're not going to have the problem that a lot of these other men, because you know better. If you foolish enough to get married without a prenup these days, you stupid. And that also allows you to maintain financial control. You want to leave? Bye. You don't like my rules? There's the door. You don't want to be a tyrant. Because why would you marry somebody that you're going to be a tyrant to? Why would you be with a woman and have children and you want to be an authoritative dictator? You're supposed to be fair. You're supposed to be kind. You're supposed to be firm. You're supposed to be respectful to your family members. Recognize these are God's children that you're taking care of. It's a lot of things we could talk about. But other than that, I don't have my jelly jar. I'm out of breath. And so this is Uncle D, baby. I love y'all. I'm out.
Dennis Burley Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.